What we're doing here is not rocket science. We're just taking this excess food that would go into the landfills and getting it to the people who need it. So on paper, it's the simplest thing I've ever done in my life. But it's amazing how hard something so simple can be. I was working in venture capital. I found the Lord. I'd always been, a cultural Christian, but now I had a real relationship with Christ. Decided to retire and wanted to go into the mission field. So I joined a church that had a great tradition of people being in the mission field. And after joining it, I came to find out we weren't doing any outreach. Everybody talked about it. Everybody thought it was great. We should be doing things, but nothing ever happened. Being the new guy on the block, I was just waiting for somebody to do something. Got very frustrated. I got to the point where I either needed to find a new church or do something about it. So I went out and got us involved with giving out food to people 1 day a week. So we decided to do a couple of things. We knew we needed to do this in a way where we were going to where the greatest need was at. And we also noticed that even though we were patting ourselves on the back because we were helping 100 families or 150 families, it became pretty clear that you wind up turning away more people than you helped by, we weren't even scratching the surface. And you didn't do that intentionally, but people are savvy. Very quickly they come to find out that if they're not there by a certain time in line, there's not going to be any food left for them. Or if they come there and the line is past a certain point, they're not going to really get anything either. So we decided that, okay, we're going to make a couple commitments. We're not going to turn people away, not even accidentally, and we are going to go to where they're at. We're basically centered in San Bernardino now because that's where the greatest need is. San Bernardino has the highest rate of poverty of any city in the country, but we don't turn anybody away. The area where most of the people come to us from is roughly an area from Fontana to Yucaipa, so all the different communities in that area. Most of the people who are coming to us are people who, there's a job in the household. They have income, but maybe they've hit a time where the hours have been cut or one of the incomes has been lost. And most people, when they're coming to us, they've never done this before. So we become a gateway for these folks and able to get them by so that, in a few weeks or a couple of months, they can get back to life as it was before they ran into their problem. The only reason that other people aren't being served is because there aren't enough people involved with us. Okay, we have about 200 volunteers that help on a regular basis, probably a few thousand others that help, once a year, a couple times a year. When you look at the area that we're serving has about 1 million people in it, that's such a tiny little fraction of the people involved. Where the greatest frustration comes from is you start to realize that there's absolutely positively no reason for anybody to go hungry in this area. There's none. All the food is here. All we have to do is get it to them. And that just means more people getting involved. And such a small percentage of the people in this area being involved is handling 25% of the problem. The frustration is that we've all gotten to a point, and this was myself before I got involved with this, where we ignore the problem, or we accept it, or we hear the verse that the poor will always be with us, so we just assume that also means they're going to be hungry. We get to this point where we accept these things. So on this side of the freeway, we have everything that we need, while the greatest poverty in this nation is just on the other side of the freeway. And we accept it. That's where the frustration comes in, because I know today, to this very day, that if 4 times as many people as with us right now got involved, we could end hunger in San Bernardino. And I know we'll get there. But why aren't we there today? You push through and there's good days, bad days, but and then you just remind yourself of why you're doing this and where we're at and where we were 6 years ago. So you try to look at it in a different way. If I was to quit, it's weird. It's weird how that works. Where the same thing that's frustrating you is the same thing that pushes you forward. I'm frustrated because there's people going hungry. And there's kids going to bed at night without having enough food, okay? There's other people who, in order to get their kids enough food, maybe they have electricity turned off. So it's cold or it's hot or they don't have electricity. And we can do something about that. So how can you quit when you know we can end it? It happens on God's time. Why it's taken this long, I don't know. But until it happens, we just have to, I have to learn to be patient, and I am not a patient person by nature. So I can't quit. How could I?